How y'all doing?
I'm doing blessed, man. Doing pretty good. Had a birthday last weekend.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
was
really
there.
grateful that everyone showed up. I really appreciate you for coming through, man. You definitely were. You brought an element that was needed. So I just appreciate everyone who's listening right now. If you came out last week, it was a really good time. Probably the best birthday I've had in quite a while. So that was pretty good. I'm still on that high. When I say I came in Monday morning. My students like, "Hey, Mr. Madison, you still turned up?" I was like, "Nah, like you sure?" I was like, "Nah, I just feel good. I'm just nah, you just real energetic." I was like, "Nah, man, I just had a really good weekend."
So you got to explain to everybody that's listening, like, what did you do, and how was
All
the?
right. I'll give y'all a brief rundown. So my birthday was on Friday, which is it only happens every 7 years or 6 years. So birthday was on Friday. So we went to a black owned brewery called Hip and Hops. They have like three locations throughout Atlanta, Metro Atlanta area. We went to the Jose L. Williams location. It was the good part about it. It was kind of early in the night, so we were the only ones. Me and my party, we were the only ones in there. Bartender was showing love. He found out it was my birthday, gave us free shots. And what I like about Hip and Hops, once again, it's black owned. So you know how we do things. Everything just tastes different, right? Even if you don't like beer, I promise you, I can get you something there that you'll like. Because Jared, you can attest to it yourself. Like he tried the sour, DeMarcus. He did try the sour. It wasn't for him, but
Mm.
they had like frozen beers. Like you know how they had kind of frozen margarita slushies, kind of.
Yeah.
So they take their beers and they have a mango version and a strawberry something version. But him
Hmm.
and Lauren both, or him and Martina both had the mango version.
Lauren
So
had it
it was
too, and
good.
it was very,
Oh,
very
she did.
strong.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. So I had like two flights. I had two flights and a beer, and it was just a really good time. So my mom was there. She got to meet
Mm.
some of my friends, and it was just a good vibe. So after there, we went to this club called Tongue and Groove out in the Buckhead area. And it was good. I wanted to go somewhere different. I love black people. I love being black, but I just want to try something different because where we're at right now is a black community in the club or even in the lounges. What we're doing, we're just on the phone looking around. I want to go somewhere where it's okay to dance. They're not gonna look at you like you're crazy.
All right.
So we went there and it was so lit. Let me tell you about the girls I was with. I love my guy friends. But let me say, y'all, man, my guy friends don't never show up like my female friends. And I'm gonna stand on that one. My guy friend, I'm gonna say this again. My male friends, except for you, DeMarcus, if you was here, I know you would have pulled up. So I'm not
By and
gonna
large, by and large. You
buy
I
it.
you,
Right,
you
pulled
right. I
up.
know if
generalize.
you was here, I know you would have pulled up. But back to it. So we get to the club having a good time. It's like six women and me. They all, all our friends are beautiful. So they're just chilling. I'm not really on them or nothing like that. I'm trying to find something else. So
Hmm.
we're just chilling. One of our homegirls, I'll say her name on it, Michelle, she gets cool with somebody in a section, right? Somebody has a section, she just gets cool with them, just
Hmm.
chit chat. She comes over and she was like, "Hey, Lorante, they want to give you a shot for your birthday." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Take a shot with them. He says, "You know what? You bring your girls up here. Y'all can kick it with me." It's just him and his best friend, him and his girl best friend. So we come up there, we sit down. We're
Yeah. It's
chilling,
because
just
it
vibing.
was you. It was you, Jerry, and like six women.
I didn't
No,
go.
Jared didn't come.
I
Uh,
didn't
Jared,
go.
see. So look, so one man, six women. So
oh yeah, man. You gonna get in every section. You,
the ratio was there,
you the
right? So
one.
we're
You the one with the
sitting, chilling.
hose.
Man,
Don't
so
call them
that
that. That was Lauren, Martina, Jaleesa, Aaliyah. It was
oh,
all of our sisters.
Aaliyah
Don't
who?
call them that.
Aaliyah, she's
Well,
Black Diamond, right?
yeah, she's like
Yeah, that's the
Diamond.
Aaliyah.
homie.
She
You
might have
don't
St.
know her.
Cooper.
She's after your time.
Yeah.
Nah, I knew Aaliyah. She was there while I was there.
Nah, no, no, no. She was a manager in like 2017. So it's all right. It's all right. It's
All
okay.
right, all right. I feel like I knew, but okay.
Okay, okay. We're
I
gonna
knew
keep
an
it up. Keep
Aaliyah while I was there. That was a manager.
Mm.
that's a different one too. I think she Black Diamond.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
all
Black
right.
different
Diamond.
one.
But I
But
don't mean to derail you. Go ahead.
let me get back to it. So we get to the section, we're chilling, we're cooling, vibing, music's going great. Michelle comes back over. Hey, Tay, he wants to buy you a bottle for your birthday.
Shut the front door.
Nigga. Nigga. So typically every day I'm like, it's done to buy a bottle in the club. Don't do that shit with my money. You know what I'm saying?
With don't do it with my money.
You feel me? You feel
I
me?
can't say
So
that. I be buying bottles in the club.
it, but you're okay, DeMarcus. You're in a different. First of all, different tax bracket.
I'm
You know
not.
what I'm saying?
Don't say that. We
All
didn't
right, all
say
right.
we pay the same taxes, bro. We
Well,
both pay Uncle Sam. We
Uncle
both pay
said,
Uncle Sam at the end of the year.
okay, right. So that was it was a good situation. That night ended well. I ain't
What
gonna
you
get too
get?
much into it,
Hennessy?
man. So this is the only thing. Beggar. I ain't a beggar. I'm not a beggar. I wasn't begging, but you can't. it was a gift, so you can't be kind of ungrateful. It was Grey Goose, man. He was an old head. It was Grey Goose.
And he just wanted to party with the young joints.
I was like, bro, I tried to tell Michelle, but by the time she told me, like literally, she told me 5 seconds later, sparklers, sign, all that shit. I was like, bro, we could have got some tequila, any kind of tequila.
Yeah.
It's because vodka, folks don't really, our generation doesn't really do the Grey Goose. Like Grey Goose was popping with Jamie Foxx back in the day. I ain't gonna cap, but like,
My dad used to love Grey Goose.
you know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
Grey Goose.
It's I'm
I
not
mean,
a
Grey Goose is
vodka.
solid. Grey Goose is a solid vodka. It's like ain't nothing wrong with it.
Exactly. And I'm a big vodka drinker.
But it's just like he was like, hey bro, what I need you to do, I need you to go get some more girls, tell them come into the section. I'm with the Grey Goose bottle trying to pass it out. Girls like, these young girls, what a
Oh
Don Julio,
wow. Wow.
what a Casa. So it's like a generational
Yo,
thing.
damn. I'm
Because
a,
even
I'm a little upset now. I'm a little upset. This I feel like that right there just turned it. It just turned the interaction. It soured the interaction for me.
but it was still good. Like I said, we were in the section, we were still good, vibing. That night ended well. Boom. Pause that, go to the next day, went to this lounge club situation off Nashville, what's it called? VVS. VVS was lit. And the thing is about Atlanta, you already know the ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So also I have another brother. I got a brother, but I have an older brother who has the same birthday as me. So he actually his birthday was Friday as well, but he couldn't make it out. He had to work. So the next day, Saturday, he came out. We went to VVS's. It was a good time with him. Same type of energy. Because one of the bartenders there, I'm cool with. So I told her it was my birthday. She threw us some free shots.
Mm-hmm.
It was a room full of women, no men really. It was just a really good vibe. After that, we were supposed to go to Sandbox. We had a reservation, but we showed up a little late, so we had to push that to Sunday. So Saturday kind of ended regular, but Sunday we did go to Sandbox, and I say that was the most immersive VR experience I've had to date. And I've done, not everything, but I've done the Oculus, I've done other things here and there, and I've done a different VR bar in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But Sandbox was definitely the most immersive one. And we so they put you in a room. There's tape on the floor like a box. Once you put the goggles on and the wristbands, ankle bracelets and shit like that, it's still so it can like kind of see. But it was lit. It was a good situation. It was like a zombie situation where you got to fight the zombies off. It was
Dope.
a good situation. So like I said, it was just a good birthday, and of course drinking and
Yeah.
other things in between every event. But yeah,
So
like I
y'all
said,
did the zombie one. Y'all didn't do the one with the dragons.
no, we didn't because I didn't know. I didn't know which way to go. I was like, let's play it safe. So when DeMarcus comes into town next month, we could definitely, if our schedules can line up, because it's right by Lauren. Like I would love to go again. Like that's one of those things. I hate seeing stuff online and it doesn't live up to the hype. But that one, I'm not saying it's like the best thing ever. I'm not, but it's a decent like. You'll walk out and be like, okay, I'm not mad. I spent $50 on this. You know
And
what I
how long
mean?
is
Because some
it?
shit you like, bro, it's I'm not gonna cap. It's not that long. It's like a 30, 35 minutes. So it's a decent time though. Like
That's
35
long.
minutes in VR. It's pretty decent. And you have headsets, so you're linked up with your squad. So we actually had a family. It was a Hispanic family. They were in town for a soccer tournament. So it was a dad and 3 sons. They were lit. Like they were some Call of Duty type kids, between 12 and 15. So them boys was on it. So it was man, when I tell you, it was good. And like I said, just being around people like, because I sent the flyers to like 30 folks. Hey, my birthday is this weekend. If you're busy, I get it, but this is where I'll be. Pull up if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Because everybody has a busy schedule. And I really didn't know what I was going to do for my birthday. I didn't decide until like the week before at like 12:30 at night, and I shot that flyer off. But yeah, a lot of lovely people came out. I'm still coming off a high off of that, and yeah, I just haven't been celebrated like that in a while. But enough about me, fellas. How are we doing?
Well, I'm glad you have fun.
Me too.
What am I doing? I have really slowed down with
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3. Like I played today, I played yesterday, but I'm not playing until my head hurts, not going to sleep playing that game. I tried to do some other stuff. Um, but yeah, this game is insane. Like I have had a lot of articles come up on my Google feed about, Baldur's Gate things. And one was talking about how, all the companions you can get. I missed a lot of companions. So I need to go back and do that. I missed this whole thing in Act 1 that you don't see until Act 3. So I got to go back and do that. So I'm already preparing for my next playthrough as a, I don't even know where I'm gonna be yet, but I'm gonna be
You already beat it?
no, I'm right at the end. I'm about like 30 hours away from beating it. Um, yeah. But I
Okay.
mean 100 hours to get to Act 3. So
Mm.
whatever. I'm like 30 or 40 hours away from the end game, but yeah, I'm really ready for my next playthrough, and I want to get my next playthrough done in time for Spider-Man 2 to come out. So
Mm.
other than that, I quit my job.
What?
They won't
Which one?
they won't break my soul. So I quit my job, not the one that I had at the manufacturing plant, but the black
Exactly.
on one,
The watches.
because they have not been paying me. Like I have been
Mm.
working for a month and a half. I just got my first paycheck from the first 2 weeks I was working there Friday. And it was a fight to get that. So
Mm.
so I was like, okay, I don't know if you have the money or what's going on, but like, and I'm not in the little payroll system. Like I talked to the Quicken. I actually called QuickBooks and I talked to them. I was like, okay, what's going on with me? And they said, oh, you're not in the system. I was like, how am I not in the system? But yeah, I haven't been seeing my paychecks, haven't been seeing the hours I worked. So yeah, I was just like, all right. I just tried to do stuff like damn man. Yeah, I'm not gonna be bothered with them anymore.
You won't break my soul.
Exactly. Exactly. But I went to Tay's birthday, as he said, at Hippity Hops, and that was really fun. I got to dance with Tay's mom there, and that was really fun. And yeah, I I I'm really, really, really out of shape.
Mm.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun there, and like the restaurant was like almost empty. White people chose to sit outside, but yeah, that was a really great time. I'm really thankful that I went to that. And then afterwards, I had another birthday party to get to.
Ooh.
Um, it was our good friend Samantha, and she just had a little house shindig, bring a bottle and have fun. So yeah.
Know how that goes.
But Tay, I heard that I was talking to Lauren. I went out with Lauren yesterday at this all you can eat sushi place, and she said that she didn't get back home until like 6.
Yeah, so listen, we this is something I don't do on a regular pod. So BGE Nation, I'm not a party animal, but yeah, we stayed till the lights came on. And this is a white
Like
club.
came on where?
At the white club. We stayed to
Tongue and Groove.
yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, I mean call it, yeah. Yeah. So we stayed till like 4:30. And like cause I was really just having a good time vibing. Like I wasn't even trying to do too much. I wasn't trying to really hop on it. I was just okay. The music was decent. We was drunk a little bit, smoking a little bit. So yeah, we left at like 4:35. But then this is the thing, and I told her about herself the next morning. So as we're leaving, we want something to eat. Okay, let's go to Waffle House. Okay, cool. Which location? I want to go to this location. Next person, I want to go to that location. I'm indifferent. I don't care. So I was like, Martina, send me the location and we're gonna go there. This girl sent me just at like I didn't pay attention. It's my fault too. But she just sent me Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm driving and I look at the location, it just says Atlanta, Georgia. I'm like, oh hey, I'm literally like downtown. And then they're at the fucking Georgia State location. I was
Oh,
like,
well,
fuck
you
it.
was close.
I mean, I was. It was just like, man, fuck it. Because my phone died. So my phone died. And like my car charger is ass. So it took a 10 minute. It took 10 minutes. By that time, I started just, hey, I know how to get home. You know, feel me? So
Yeah.
hit 28285
Oh,
Memorial
so you didn't
Drive.
even meet them at the Waffle House?
No, because at that point, like I said, everybody was toe up leaving. First of all,
Yeah.
everybody was toe up. It was one of those, ain't much to do after this, but eat something.
Yeah, I could have hit the after hours.
I mean, slick. But I did have brunch in the morning at like, but it was still like 12. So I woke up the next day like 10:35, 11, hopped in the shower
Yeah.
real
Yeah,
quick.
they said they
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
Landmark, but
Ooh.
Who
DeMarcus,
went to Landmark?
they did.
Landmark where? After hours?
No, the restaurant.
When did they go to Landmark?
after like when they were supposed to go to Waffle House, they decided to go to
Oh,
Landmark instead.
oh, I ain't never heard of that one. I wish I would
Yeah.
have known. But
Anyway, DeMarcus, how are you doing?
yes.
I'm doing good, man. I mean, I had a good weekend too. I saw CeeLo in concert. He didn't do any of his songs. I don't know if any of y'all have seen CeeLo before perform. But is it normal for him to not do any of his songs and do a bunch of covers? So y'all respond to me on Instagram at Black Geek Energy and let me know
What? Oh
is
shoot.
that the norm.
What covers did he do?
He did covers of like white songs. He did covers of like AC/DC. He did that song "Don't Stop Believing," Journey. He did some black songs too, so like some old school black music. But like I was like, I came to hear CeeLo. Like I didn't. Like I wouldn't like I had bought VIP tickets and everything. I was like, I would have came if I knew he was just gonna be doing covers. Like he did like 3 of his own songs, 3 or 4 of his own songs.
The FU song?
Yeah, he did the FU, he did Crazy, and then he did I think he did Closet Freak. And I think the only reason he did Closet Freak is because he was like, what y'all want me to do? And we was like, Closet Freak.
He might have a well he shouldn't, but I was about to say a contract dispute or something, but he shouldn't have anything going on like that.
Yeah. But I mean, but it was still it was a good time. You know. What
Who'd you
else?
go with?
A friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my friends.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It's one of the young ladies that I'm dating. We went together. It was a good time.
Which one? The first one or the second one? Or the third one?
Hingy.
Okay.
That's the one.
Young Hingerella.
Yep, young Hingerella. Yeah.
And did she enjoy it?
I mean, we felt the same way. And what's funny is like whenever there's like black events like that in San Jose, you see all the black people that live in San Jose.
I bet.
Yeah, and so it was like us and this other black couple, and like we looked at each other, and like the girl was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, why the hell I pay for CeeLo and he ain't doing CeeLo?" I was like, "I'm with you." I was like, "We feel the same way." I was like, "I feel like they don't care." When that Hingy and her do, I was like, "I feel like they don't care." I was like, "But me and you on the same thing." Like, what the fuck is this? Then I tried to light up some weed. It was like, "Hey, you can't smoke out here." I was like, "We outside, bro."
What? It's California.
I was like, "We outside in California. I can smoke anywhere. Shut the fuck up." Oh, rent a cop ass.
I bet you didn't smoke though.
I did. I bet you goddamn I did.
Wait till he walk away 10 steps. All right, 5 back up.
But yeah, what else did I do over the weekend? Went to my homegirl birthday party at Top Golf. That was pretty fun.
Woo.
And what did I do Sunday? Sunday I played tennis. Yeah, with with Tindy, the other young lady.
So where'd you play golf at? At a complex or
Top Golf.
I've said golf. I meant tennis. I'm sorry about that.
Tennis. Oh, it's a park. We went to a park nearby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got pools. We don't got tennis courts. But yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Had a good weekend. Can't complain. This weekend I'm gonna chill. I've been going hard every weekend. Like got things to do every day, every weekend. I went on a date. I went on a second date with a different person over the weekend as well.
A fourth person.
Third person
that count.
Third person that's in the
in the mix. The same third person from last week.
Say it again.
The same third person from last week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think
cool.
I think that was the last day. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That was my whole weekend. It was great.
Lorante.
Talk to me, King.
Let me put you on to something right quick.
Hey, I'm here for it. Go ahead, brother.
This is an anime. It's one of my favorite animes. It's an anime that got me started liking isekais, which is animes that deal with people being shipped out from their world and shipped into another world. It is called ReZero. And this anime is about this young boy, I think his name is Subaru or something. Anyway, this young boy who gets shipped to a world with magic and every time he dies, he comes back to like a reset point. So like in the beginning, he came back to when he first came into that world. But as time moved on, another reset point happened and he didn't go all the way back. He just went back to the latest reset point.
Mm.
Sounds like a familiar sounds like a familiar
Storyline.
yeah, storyline, right? Wrong. This show is crazy. It's actually a very adult anime. Not only the violence, not only the things, but the fact that you see him delve deeper and deeper into his sanity and getting more mentally insane each time he dies. Because he dies in these horrific, brutal ways by other people, by accidents, and sometimes even by himself. So he keeps dying, and yeah, it's not like he comes back more powerful. He just comes back with the knowledge that he had.
Mm.
And also the images in this are horrific. Like I remember the first season, there was this clown who was like he shows up in my nightmares sometimes. The second season, there are these bunnies. and I can't go more in depth with that, but there are these bunnies, and if you don't know, you need to figure it out. But yeah, ReZero is probably one of the best animes I have seen because it 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 delves in so much stuff and it introduces so much stuff that you don't even think about. Like something that happens on day one of this show that you don't even think about because he's done died 80 times, comes
Mm.
back on day 30, and you're like, oh yeah, that was going on then. So yeah, ReZero Life in Another World. That's what I'm gonna put you on to today.
All right. ReZero, Life in Another World, add into the watch. A watch now
ReZero got you
starting.
into isekai?
Mm-hmm.
You said it like Sword Art Online don't exist.
Ooh,
I did not like that. I
You didn't like
watched
what?
Sword Art Online?
No, I watched the first season, which is like I think 2 seasons, the first little
The
arc.
first series, yeah.
Yeah. And then after that I didn't really like it.
Mm.
But then or I didn't know it was an isekai. I didn't really care to know. But like ReZero, after watching that, I was like, I need to watch some more of this type of anime. Because I knew about Sword Art Online. So I knew they
Mhm.
were doing it. But I was like, I need to watch some more of this type of anime right now. So
Mm.
yeah, ReZero, that's the best isekai out there. Even better than Job Reincarnation, which DeMarcus, I read the manga, right?
For ReZero?
For I need to do that. For Jobless Reincarnation,
Oh.
it's gonna be so boring now.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm enjoying it. So
I mean, I'm enjoying it too, but just understand that the rest of this season isn't gonna be like the first season at all.
uh
The rest of
it's
this season is gonna be like the Ancient Magnus Bride. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm. The
Mm-hmm.
Ancient Magus Bride isn't boring, but it's every episode isn't exciting.
Mm.
Like it's only a few episodes in there where you just be like, "Ooh, this is great," and others you just like, "This is good animation."
Yeah. Well, like
Mm.
I like the second season of the Ancient Magus Bride better. I didn't finish it though. I like the second season better than the first season. But yeah, this season of Java's Reincarnation is gonna be just like that. Just like that.
Okay, that's disappointing. But hopefully it's better than what you read. Hopefully they animate it very well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are like the last episode, they delve deeper into the Beast People's actually no, because I don't think that they showed the Beast People actually stomping on the little figurine and they showed that in the manga. So I don't know. It differentiates, but the manga is now more enjoyable than the anime, but I'm still watching the anime.
Okay, okay.
So do
Hey,
you have
definitely gotta
anything?
dive.
Wait, what you say?
I'm sorry, definitely have to dive into that Sword Art Online.
There it is. I already put them on it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sword Art Online.
so I this is the thing. I watched an episode or two. I forgot. So it came out. When did it drop initially in
A
English
while ago, a
over here?
while ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about it, but I think I just fell off. So between ReZero, Sword Art Online, I definitely will spin the block, spin Z block.
You know what?
ReZero's
I'm
more dope.
lying because the anime that got me into Isekai was Log Horizon.
That's a good one too.
Log Horizon was
That's a great one. And I saw that after ReZero when on my search, but yeah, that's a
really
great one.
because
Yeah.
Log Horizon came out way before ReZero.
Really?
Yeah.
But oh no, I didn't see ReZero as it was airing.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man,
Lock
Log
Horizon
Horizon
is
is dope.
good.
I'm gonna
And
have to go back and watch that now.
yeah, I wasn't
Now for
like I
rewatch.
love Lock Horizon, even though it didn't center on the action, it centered on the planning and the tactical stuff. But then when the action happened, you're like, okay, this is why we waited 10 episodes
Right.
for them to
Right.
plan.
But the 10 episodes wasn't boring though.
Not at all. Not at
Mm,
all.
All right. Y'all
that's
ready
all
to take a break, start the show?
Oh,
for
you don't have
sure.
nothing to put Lorenzo on?
I
So,
just put them on two things.
oh, Sword Art Online and Log Horizon.
Boom, boom.
All right. Well,
What more do you want from me?
What more do you want from me?
we'll be right back after this musical break.
Boom, 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 boom.
You deserve to be happy. Professional, licensed, and vetted therapists who you can trust. Tap into a network of licensed, accredited, and experienced therapists who can help you with a range of issues, including depression, anxiety, relationships, trauma, grief, and much more. With our therapists, you can get the same professionalism and quality you would expect from an in-office therapist, but with the ability to communicate when and how you want. All right, head on over to betterhelp.com/BGEpod. Sign up right now. Let them know we sent you.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Everybody, I'm glad to see all y'all geeks and freaks out there. It's been a long time. I missed you. I know y'all missed me. But today, I want to talk to y'all about like the world can be a much better place. And I think we need somebody, we just need somebody to like take charge. Like a lot of our leaders, especially us as Black people, a lot of our leaders have been killed or done away with, disenfranchised, whatever, depowered. We need somebody to come in and like really clean up shop around here. And I think that Light Yagami is the person to do that. Because if you watch Death Note, this man cleaned up Japan some serious. Like it wasn't, by the time this man was through, wasn't no crime in Japan. And for that reason, I think he was a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think?
I definitely do. Even though his intentions were there, he kind of how he went about it, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes we need people to make those ugly decisions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, you know, we didn't call him to be a hero, to be squeaky clean. We called him to clean this shit up. And to clean it up, you got to get dirty.
It's an ugly truth, right? It's just it's dirty, it's ugly, it's visceral, but hey, sometimes it's definitely needed.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
he definitely showed what would happen if these comic book characters actually did what they need to do.
You hear me?
Right.
Like if they actually got rid of the bad element that is not going to get better, i.e. the Joker, Mr. Sinister,
Lex Luthor.
All these people who are inherently bad. He showed what needs to do and the outcome of the city, how it's affected. So yeah, I do think that he had good intentions. I do not necessarily agree with his methods, but I cannot deny that his methods were effective.
Right. You might not agree with his methods, but you cannot argue with his results.
Mm-hmm.
And to catch everybody up who ain't seen it, who still sleep, I guess, because you've been asleep for damn near 10 years at this point if you ain't seen Death Note.
20?
20. Golly, bro, hold on now. You dating us. Death Note ain't that old. But so Death Note is about this guy who finds, like, he's already like the smartest kid in Japan. Like, he's got like the highest test scores, because in Japan they rank everybody. Like, this is the top school, this is the second school. So if you're the top person at this school, if you're the top person at school number 1, you're the top person in the nation. If you're the top person at school number 2, you're number 2 in the nation, or something like that. But anyway, he's number 1 in the nation. He's set up to like go to college and still be number 1 wherever he goes. So he like was walking around the city one day, around his high school campus. He finds a Death Note, which is pretty much a journal that's carried by Shinigami, gods of death, and basically like Grim Reapers. And every time they write someone's name, every time a god of death writes a person's name, a human being's name specifically, in the Death Note, that person dies, and the god of death gains however many years of life that person had left. So when Light finds his book, the power still works. So every time he writes somebody's name in the Death Note, that person dies, but he doesn't gain their life or anything like that. He doesn't gain any more time to live. So, and it's like the whole concept of that, like when I saw that in the first episode, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I was like, let's see what he do with this. And so if I found a Death Note like that, it would definitely depend on what age I was, like whether or not I would use it. Like if I was like a kid, if I found a joint in middle school, I'd just be writing names.
Ooh.
Like just writing. Because I'm like, I'll be a kid, I'm like, this shit don't work. And if it do, fuck these people.
Okay.
She gave me a C.
Let me
Fuck
stop
her.
Let me stop, because it says the instructions on the book, right?
But if I wrote those same instructions in a notebook and left it outside,
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I live in a human world with human shit. I'm not gonna think I'm gonna find something inhuman just randomly one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So now that you're older,
I would
you
test
write
it.
any names?
I would take a much more methodical. I would take more of the approach that Light took. I would be like, oh, let me test it one time with something light, and then like once I saw that it worked, I'd be like, oh shit, I can't touch this motherfucker ever again. I'm gonna burn this shit. I was like, I don't know, I might keep it, because like it's just like having a gun. But then except you need to know the person's name. Like, that's 2 of the sticks right there. You got to know the person's name, and you got to know their face.
I mean, it's definitely a powerful power. Yeah.
But I think, and y'all let me know, you Jared and Lorante, do you have to know their real name, or do you just have to know a name that they go by?
I think it's their name. I think it's their real name.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I want to say it was
I
that.
mean,
go ahead.
And the only reason I asked that question is because in one episode, I think it's maybe the first episode or the second episode, after they get L involved, they put a man on TV and say his name is Linda L. Taylor, and he writes his name and he dies, and the man dies. So was Lynn L. Taylor that man's real name, or was that just like a name that they gave that man?
And I was going to ask this, so does it go off like who he implies, right? Because some nicknames are kind of,
some folks got the same name,
right?
You know, like it might be another DeMarcus Butler out there.
I mean,
we don't want to kill the wrong man,
right?
So how long is it from writing the name? Because I really haven't seen this in a while. But how long is it from writing the name until death? Like, what's the time limit?
40 seconds.
40
unless
seconds?
You start writing more shit. Yeah, 40 seconds. So if you write the person's name in the Death Note, they die in 40 seconds. Unless you start writing how they die. Then I guess it gives you more time until you finish writing. And then that however they die will be carried out. And if you never set like a time frame for how they die, it'll happen like as soon as like logically possible. So like if you would write something like, if you write DeMarcus gets hit by a bus, like it probably wouldn't happen right now or in the next 40 seconds because I'm sitting here recording this podcast, unless a like bus came like slamming through my apartment. But that's probably wouldn't happen either. That's super unlikely. What will most likely happen is like on my way to work tomorrow, when I get in my car, like I blow a tire, I get out to check it, then a bus hits me.
Makes more sense, right?
Right. It's like much more plausible. Like hella random. Like only would happen once in like every so often, but much more likely than the bus plowing through my damn apartment. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, what was the guy who was trying to catch him on the back end? What was his name again?
Near?
Yeah, that was my nigga.
Near, really? I like L. I didn't like Near.
Because he was.
I don't like Near or them two little kids.
That nigga, I think I'm make sure. Hold on, let me pull up a character list real quick. Make sure I'm talking about the right guy. Because like you said, it's been a wee minute. Let me see. One second.
But my whole point is that L was right, and y'all might not disagree. Y'all might not agree with me on this, but I got a few reasons why he was right. Why he was a just and benevolent, maybe not benevolent, but a just jury and executioner.
Okay. Yeah, it was L. Who's L who I was talking about. Yeah, I fuck with L.
Yeah, because he was smart too.
Yeah, really smart.
But see, Light, his whole thing was like, I see the world as bad. I see how much horrible things going on. I see how many criminals there are, and it's people that's making the world a bad place. So I need to do something about that. And so his whole thing was like, I'm going to kill the criminals because the police can't do it, our government won't do it, so I'm taking it into my own hands.
Okay.
Right. So, but in like throughout the series, so as he starts killing criminals, especially once he gets big and they start calling him Kira, and like because no one knows who he is the entire anime. No one ever figures out who he is. Like the police are like trying to figure out who he is. And the only reason that the police are onto him is because they have L. Because L's like, yo, somebody's doing this. Because it's impossible for all these folks to have a heart attack at the same time. So yeah. So like, but crime was reduced. Like I think by the end of the anime, it's like, yo, like it was, I think like the epilogue was like, Light is dead, but like the world he wanted to create exists now. Because there's there's no crime. Everyone's afraid of Kira watching you. They think he sees everything. He doesn't. This man was like he watches TV and then he like watches the news, and his dad's a police officer, so he has access to like police files, to like private police files, and he just like kills criminals that way. Yeah. So he wants to make a more just world. So after a while, like he like the world is definitely more just because there's less crime. People do good, but then he gets like a following of people who are like, Kira's God, like don't do crime, and if you try to do crime, I'm gonna stop you.
The fuck?
It's because I worship the God of killing criminals, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, just like a kid in high school.
Right, but having him on the loose is similar to like Batman being in, Gotham City. They see the bat signal. Even if he isn't coming to your situation specifically, you just like, let me peel my P's and Q's just because the Dark Knight's around. So I can dig it a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, he's out to create utopia. And like a lot of the anime, you see, like one of the repeating things is self-sacrifice, a personal sacrifice from Light. Because he's willing to go so far. Like this ain't no passing fancy. This ain't no phase. Like he's willing to go so far to like maintain his secret identity and make sure like nobody catches him. Like, and that's the only point where I'm like, you're starting to waver. You're starting to waver on this on like what's a criminal and what's not. Because like whenever somebody gets close to catching him, he kills them. And I'm like, this is just a police officer doing his job.
Yeah,
because there's one episode. Well, there's a few episodes like after he finds out that man is like one of the FBI agents from America is like telling him. He sets up this whole elaborate plan to like find out this man's name, and I think that's one of the craziest parts of the anime where he's like he's like, all right, now I just need to find out your name, and he's coming up with elaborate plans to like find out folks' names. So this agent, he like sets it up where the bus that he's on, he's riding the bus, he's on a date with his girlfriend, and the secret agent is like sitting in the back of the bus, like following them. But he sets it up so like this criminal gets on the bus, tries to rob the bus, ends up picking up the piece of paper so that he can see the Shinigami. And these joints look crazy, like something straight out of like a Halloween, like a scary movie or something. And so the agent is like, yo, like calm down, like I'm gonna take care of this guy. And he's like, how do I know you're really like an agent? How do I know you're really law enforcement? Like, show me some ID. And so he learns the man's name and then kills him like the next day. And this is one of the twists that I didn't like. The man who he killed had a wife or a fiance who was also a secret agent, who then comes to Japan and helps to find Kira too. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Like, what's the odds of this?
You killed my husband. Revenge.
Right.
Revenge.
Like, I'm here to find who killed my husband. I'm like, who would do that?
So why did the Death God allow Light to continue writing in the book? Did the anime ever answer that question?
Yeah, I think that's like one of the first questions they answered, because he's like Light even asked that question himself. He's like, why would a Death God, like, you need because the gods of death, they need to steal life from human beings. Like, if they don't write any names in their book, they die. They run out of years to live and they die. So they need to do that. So this is basically, it's like, why would you give away your way to live? Turns out the Shinigami, his name is Ryuk. He has two. He has two death notes, and he dropped one of them because he was bored. He was like, the Shinigami just really ain't had nothing to do in the Shinigami realm, just like sit around gambling, or someone would just like sleep all the time, forget to write down names, and just die.
Damn.
So, do we meet any of the Shinigami in this anime?
Ryuk follows Light around the entire anime, and he doesn't help him out. He just kind of watches. And the only time you really see Ryuk help Light out is when something is bothering Ryuk, and he's like, so like this secret agent situation. The only reason Light found out about it is because Ryuk was like, yo, he's like, I'm not really here to help you succeed or fail in this whole plan of yours, but this dude been following you, and it feels like he's watching me. So you need to do something about that. But no one can see Ryuk unless they've touched the death note. A death note doesn't necessarily have to be his death note. But there's another Shinigami we meet. I can't remember the other one's name, but he attaches to this like pop star that's a follower of Kira. By the time, and this is like later on in the anime after Kira's name is pretty big, and he's got like a whole cult around him, and she's like a pop idol or whatever, and she's like, Kira, I'll do anything for you. Like, there's a deal you can make with your Shinigami to like get the eyes of a Shinigami, where you can see. When you look at a person, you can see their name floating above their head and how many years they have left to live.
Damn.
But you have to trade half your life. Half of your remaining life. And you don't know, they're not going to tell you how much of your remaining life you got. So you might got 30 minutes, and then you make this deal, you got 15.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember his name, but I feel like the other Shinigami that like dropped his death note, like he was stupid because he only had one death note and dropped the only one he had. And then fell in love with the human girl that picked it up. But the girl was in love with Light, and he was pissed.
So he was pissed because the girl was in love with him?
He was pissed because the girl, like, the girl didn't like him back. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, she's in love with Light, but Light's just using her because she got these eyes that he needs. And, and it's not right. She needs to be loved. And I would love her, but she don't love me.
That triangle. Here it goes.
Crazy. We just talked about these ships last week.
Yeah.
So is this something that the deaf gods usually do? And I'm asking you, like you wrote the series, but is this something that the deaf gods usually do? Is like give their books to humans? Because with this Oscar Shinigami, you would think that they do this often to have that sort of power, right?
No, I mean, so to answer your question, no, they don't do this often, we see like they show some scenes in the God of Death realm, and they're talking to Ryuk. They're like, oh, talking about Ryuk, he's not there, and they're like, oh, I heard Ryuk dropped his death note in the human world, and he's like, they're like, oh, that idiot, now he got to go get it. He's like, why would anyone ever do that? He was like, if something happens to it, he's gonna because I think if something happens to your, like, if a Shinigami does not have a death note, I think they die. So like if you were to burn the Shinigami's death note, they would die because they don't have one anymore and they don't have a way to live, to eat. But yeah. And so but I want to go back to this girl real quick. So not only did she make that deal to half her remaining life, she was like a teenager, so she had plenty of life left. I would say about, like 17, 18. She made the deal to like trade half her life for the Shinigami eyes. She made that deal twice. Like, because something happens where she loses her death note, and so she loses all her memories of Shinigami, all her memories of like what the death note does, and she loses all her power. Then she finds it again, and when she touches it, she gets all those memories back, and she's like, "Oh, I don't have the eyes no more, and now I have to make the deal again to get the eyes." But if I make that deal, I'll be useful to Light, and he'll keep me around. Yikes. So I'm gonna make the deal again.
Please.
Yikes.
Please, what the hell?
Yikes.
I know. I'm like, that's crazy.
That is insane. That is insane. So I think I asked this question before, but like if y'all had the Death Note, what name would you write?
Oh, Jared McCullough, first name.
You have Donald J. Trump. You have Michael Pence. You have
Michael Pence isn't that evil. He's just a follow.
He's a closeted homosexual who hates his own kind.
Is closeted homosexuals evil?
You said what?
Are closeted homosexuals evil?
They're the worst kind, especially when they prosecute their own kind. Listen,
that's a heavy statement.
Those mainly white pop. I'm not saying mainly white. I'm not gonna give them a race. But men are like, homosexuality is evil. They're wrong. They're terrible. The whole time he's getting bent over. So you hate yourself. Like a lot of legislation has been right. A lot of legislation has been passed by motherfuckers who hate themselves. And so I it's a special place, for people like that.
I don't agree.
You don't disagree. You don't disagree.
I don't do that either, but it's not a sin to not like yourself. That's not necessarily a sin.
But when at the point where, like I said, you're passing legislation that affects tens of thousands, that's my whole thing with politics.
Thousands, like millions.
No, well, I'm saying I'm speaking more on a hyper local level.
Okay. Now, I wouldn't say him, Michael Pence. I would say this Florida governor,
Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, him most definitely. Of course, I would do Trump as well.
Well,
let's see. I don't know who else I would do. I haven't really thought about killing as much as I have thought about stealing.
Yeah. What? Hold on.
Who would you write in your Death Note, Loranta?
You just said.
I mean, not Loranta. I'm looking at DeMarcus. Sorry, DeMarcus.
I know we look alike. We look alike.
I mean,
baby dress.
Trump is a good answer. Michael Pence is definitely a good answer. I like both of those answers. Who would I write? I don't know. I feel like y'all made it like too. Y'all trying to change the world, because like them devs, like y'all changing the world with those. If I'm gonna have power like that, I'm gonna use it for personally.
Yeah, but I'm at a point where I like if I was at a corporation, maybe like, oh, I want to take this person's position, or I had a shitty boss. I'm not at that point right
Nah.
now. Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
at
think I
that.
would use it on nobody I work with.
Oh, well, who? Go ahead.
Who
I'm
would you
sorry. Go
use
ahead.
it for?
I
Right.
don't know, man. I don't know. Like
Like
it
I
has to be
would,
somebody that's like pissing me off in the moment.
yeah, I
Like,
would
okay, so
definitely
I
use
remember
it
I
for
was riding my
personal
bike
gain.
to work.
Uh-huh.
I was riding my bike to work, and there was this guy who was like jogging on the sidewalk. I was riding on the sidewalk. There's a bike lane, but I was on the sidewalk because I felt like it. And then he was like, I was like, hey, on your left. So he was running in the middle of the sidewalk, and he, so he could have very easily just like moved over to the side. I could have rolled by. We didn't have to say nothing to each other. But he started getting in my face. He's like, that's why it's a sidewalk there. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm just like,
Boy,
bro. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of my face.
boy.
Because I'm on the way to work. I was like, I ain't got time for your drama.
So you were in the
Mm.
wrong, but he has to die for getting upset that
Was
you
I in
were
the
in the
wrong?
wrong.
I don't think I was in the wrong.
You were in the bike lane.
I mean, but that ain't no law that says I have to ride in the bike lane at all times. If it's not safe in the street, I can ride on the sidewalk.
True, but they were made for riders. So I mean, is the sidewalk easier to ride on?
It was easier to ride on at the time.
Wow. Well, I don't think that death is the best answer for somebody who was more inconvenienced because he's about to get ran over by a
He wasn't about to get ran over.
bicycle.
I made plenty of noise for him to move to the side. He was not about to get ran over. I said, hey, on your left. Hey, on your left.
Did
I
he have
said
his
it louder as
AirPods
I got
in?
closer. He had the headphones on, so he was, maybe he couldn't hear me.
So he had
Maybe.
over the head things like this.
Probably. But that ain't my issue. That's not my problem. The fact that your headphones so loud that you can't hear nothing else going around you. What if it was a car speeding off the highway? Your ass ain't gonna hear it, now you hit it.
On the sidewalk? How often does that happen in the neighborhood?
Oh, all the time? I don't know. In that neighborhood, I don't know.
DeMarcus, that now you're seeming more like the butthole that I know that you are finally on this podcast.
I said I was the good guy. You asked me what I would use the death note for. This is what I would use it for.
Personal gain. Personal.
Personal vengeance.
Not right or wrong. Personal.
That's not even that to be mad at, though.
I was mad enough, but luckily I went to the gym right after that, worked through it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I cannot believe that you're one of those macho, always angry, but I can. I can.
I'm not always angry, but you can. I'm human like anybody else, and you can't make me angry.
Yeah, I think that I would use mine for personal gain of personal vengeance as well. Mm-hmm. Definitely personal vengeance. I don't know who, especially if it can't be traced back to me.
Oh, because it can't. Because especially if anybody found it on you, who would believe that if you write a name in this notebook, that person might actually die? Who would believe that?
Come on.
Because I wouldn't believe it if I found a death note.
At all.
So if somebody else finds a death note and sees all those names of people that died, though, they might put two and two together.
Nah, I don't think so. I think that is so far-fetched that if someone found that in our real world, they would be like, oh, he just wrote the names of all these people who have actually died. Because there's no way he could have killed this man, you know what I'm saying, that killed this man in Georgia and he's living in California, for the past 2 years.
Come on.
Wow.
But then you know what? I'm a black man, so they might try to find a way to make it stick. They'll be like, you know what? He got accomplices around the country, around the world, and he's killing people, and they're working together to kill these people. They're coming up with the plans together and everything.
Wow.
Okay. Hell no. We ain't doing all that.
Well,
we ain't doing all that.
I most definitely would use it for personal gain. To ask some of these people, because some of these people don't even deserve life. They were given this great gift and they waste it every day.
Tell us
waste of the two pennies it took to rub together to make you.
Yeah, people are just evil and they are, not good for the world. Yeah, it'll be a lot of people in Congress that are out, and I think Taylor Swift will be out.
Really? You gonna kill T Swizzy just because you don't like her music?
No, I've never actually heard her music. It's just
You've heard Taylor Swift songs.
I
Like,
cannot think of a Taylor Swift song.
I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, of course not. I can't either, but I know I've heard them.
Look, man, I just saw this one clip online where this guy was talking. He was like, I went to a Taylor Swift concert with my wife, and I'm sorry, but it does a disservice to compare her to Beyonce. She's leagues ahead of Beyonce. I
Shut
instantly
the front door.
I
He got
turned that shit off so quick.
I'm
And I was
writing his
like,
name in my death note.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I'm
And I
not
was-
even a Beyonce fan, but don't come on now.
because Taylor's music, I'm not saying it's bad. It's not for us, so I don't want to knock it or nothing like that. But I'm like, come on, performance wise, nobody is on top of Beyonce. Like,
Right.
let's just. But that's just a little sidebar on that one. But keep it going. Keep the conversation going, fellas.
So yeah, I think that she would be getting the axe, Miss Swifty. And I think that he's calmed down now, but when he was saying all that crazy things like slavery was a choice and
Yeezy.
all that stuff, Yeezy,
And see,
we would have done
that's
your
my whole
memorial.
thing. That's my whole thing now. It's like, cause I'm so old. Like when I was a kid, I would definitely been writing fucking names.
Mhm.
But now today, I know and I have seen people change. And I know that people can change. And I know that who you are today is not necessarily who you will be tomorrow. And so who am I to deny someone their right to experience life and grow?
Unless
I
they piss you
don't
off.
think I'll be able to like be writing names like that. Like you have to really piss me off and I'll write a name in a moment.
Yeah, no, I think that yeah, I could because what he was saying about black people, it wasn't right, and it was making us all look bad. And
mean,
during
I
the
agree.
Trump presidency,
I do, and I agree. It made us look bad. I didn't agree with it. But like he's a black man. Why do we as black men get to deny this black man's experience?
his
Because he
experience of
We a black podcast.
what happens a lot of times, and I haven't experienced it yet, knock on wood, but once you make a certain amount of money, and I'm not even saying like 100K, 20, I'm saying the crazy amount where you're in those crazy Hollywood parties, you're behind those closed doors, so you see the truth. That's when you still a black to us, but it's like in his head, no offense, y'all, we already know how I feel about Kanye. You kind of transcend, you feel like you're transcendent and you feel like you're above everything, and the problems you had 5 years ago, they're small and minute, like, everyday people problems you're not going to go through ever again. So you're like, oh, so he's kind of disconnected. Like and once again, he's still a black man, but in his head, he's a bit disconnected and out of touch at times. He can be. So that's now, would I kill the nigga? No. Do he need his meds? Yes. And I didn't want to admit that. Like, I hate when people are like, oh, he needs medicine. Some motherfuckers do. Not gonna lie, I got a couple kids. I know when they ain't take what they need to take that morning, and I hated to admit that, but yeah, some folks need their psychoactive things inside of them.
wow.
Some of them do.
Yeah, well, if I had the death note, I would definitely write his name up in that ledger, and I would just go to Hades for it, I guess. But
Nah. When you write a name, even just one name in a death note, you don't get to go to heaven or hell. The Shinigami take you and do something with you. They don't never clarify what they do with you, but the Shinigami say, yeah, you don't get to go to heaven or hell. Like when it's your time, I'm gonna be there.
Damn.
And I was like, and then what?
Nigga, that's eternity. That's your soul.
so
Yeah,
a whole new
man.
experience. Cool.
A whole
Yeah,
new
I would definitely just be
world.
killing people in order so I can get like money and stuff, so I can spend it.
I would like to do that, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know who would I have to kill. Cause like the only people that you would get money from is like your immediate family. Like if your mom and dad died and you killed them, Yeah, if you kill your mom and dad, then you get whatever money they have left for you.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna kill them because they don't have no money. But I'm definitely like, I don't know, I would be like on the streets in the rich neighborhood, and I would just off somebody and go into their house or whatever, see where the
And
money
just
is.
live until somebody come to check on them and find you in their house.
Probably, yeah.
Damn.
I would definitely make me a bacon sandwich.
Yeah, you ain't thinking this shit all the way through. Do y'all remember that story that somebody? It was a dude that broke into somebody's house and made and made his ass a sandwich.
Yeah,
Damn.
there are killers that do that.
That's crazy. I feel like that's a power move right there. Like you gotta really be confident in yourself and be like, yeah, ain't nobody making it out of this house. Let me make me a sandwich before I get to work.
Leave some DNA around this motherfucker.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. She the girl on Swarm used to do that all the time.
Yeah, that was a crazy series. We might have to do a whole pod dive on that one. Swarm was a really good one.
DeMarcus is not watching Swarm.
I haven't seen it.
Well, I'll give you a quick. It's about a fan base. It's you don't like scary stuff, do it?
Not for real.
It's a thriller. It's not scary. It's not scary at all. It's more of a thriller.
That's what I thought about Talk to Me. When I saw that movie, was terrified.
What was Talk to Me?
Talk to Me is the one with the dead hand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me, spoil it. I don't care. Spoil it.
It's the one with the dead hand.
A24 movie.
Oh my goodness!
It's this A24 movie. And they basically find a way that they can talk to ghosts, and a girl gets possessed by a ghost, and it follows her story along with that girl and her recent passing of her mother. So yeah. Mm-hmm. It was really good. It was very, very good. I'm surprised you saw it.
It was good. Scared the fuck out of me because I thought it was gonna be more like a thriller or suspense movie.
No.
Horror movie.
That looked like a horror in the trailers. But DeMarcus, are you the type of guy that jumps during scary movies?
If it's a jump scare, yeah, I'm a jump.
No, that's the one thing that turns.
And I might scream a little bit.
See, no, that's the
one.
It's
gonna be a manly scream, but I'm gonna scream.
I went to a scary movie with the guy once. He was jumping the whole time, shrieking the whole time. I was so turned off. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like you.
That's why I don't go. I won't go see a scary movie with a girl I'm talking to until after I done smashed a few times.
Quite a few times.
Quite a few, like enough times to establish my reputation.
And you've done enough manly shit. You've done enough manly shit. Like you put something together. You've helped her out around. Like she okay.
Right now, I done opened the pickle jar. I done.
Your character's there.
Changed the tire.
Right, your character's there.
I done changed the oil one time. Put a brakes on.
It's solidified. Your character's there. You
done hung up a door. Hung up a few pictures around her.
Build
place.
Something right. Put something together. Put a desk or something from Walmart, IKEA, whatever. So your manlyhood is established. But once they hear, shit, it's over with.
Yeah. Do you want a tutu? Are you a medium in this pink tutu? Like, let's get it together, young.
You sassy,
young
quick
diva,
right?
Hey, niggas can get scared too, man. Y'all need to stop that.
They better not get scared at the movie.
Man, BetterHelp tells us that men can be scared too. Stop. All this shit y'all talking right now. This is why black men are toxic. This is why This is why the idea of black masculinity is like so hard and rigid, because black men can only be one way, and it's y'all fault.
Look, I'm not talking about black men being brave. I'm talking about men in general. No, I'm not even talking about men. I'm talking about everybody. That's why I go to the movies by myself. Because if I am at the movies with anybody and you are shrieking and jumping and doing all that crazy stuff, then that destroys the whole movie experience for me. Like, I would rather watch it at my house. Like, the only movie that I jumped at was Paranormal Activity in the movie.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. That is the only movie I jumped at. And that's the only one that anybody can jump at. But we have to be in a movie theater seeing it. Other than that, you better not jump on the side jump. And you better not jump in.
All right, y'all. We wait, y'all. Let's take a break, hear from our sponsor, and then we'll come back with everybody's favorite part of the show. Questions.
All right, and welcome back to your favorite portion of the podcast, questions, where we answer questions from viewers such as yourself. Hey, you ask yourself, I want to ask a question. Where can I submit it easily? Go over to the IG at the Black Geek Energy, all one word, IG at Black Geek Energy, also Gmail at blackgeekenergy@gmail.com, TikTok, Black Geek Energy. And guess what? On Twitter as well, BGE_pod. So, hey, send your questions there. We'll get it. We'll review it. If it's some bullshit, probably won't read it. Probably won't, but everything else we will. So without further ado, fellas, let's dive. Let's dive. So first one's up. We have Tim Drake Godby or Goodby. Is that Godby?
Oh, he's from
Got me.
Norfolk State.
Yeah. So we have Tim Drake Godby from Norfolk State on Instagram. He asked, Goku versus Superman, best 2 out of 3. Who wins?
So
I think that's gonna come down to both of them got 2, and then the last one can go out the way.
both of them have 2 what?
2 wins.
Both of them got 2 wins.
So it's a 3-game series. It's a three match, 3-match set. Both have 2, and the third one's gonna win. So this is a tie. I'll say, because the Superman have to eat.
No.
That's gonna be my only thing. Because the Saiyans love to, even though they can fight all day and night, they need.
When they get hungry, they be weaker though.
That's what I'm saying. They need that nourishment. And if there aren't any sensu beans around, even though I want Goku to win, I just feel like that's the only edge Superman might have. Of course, okay, lightning or not lightning beam, but laser beams from his eyes. But Goku has energy blast, ki blast. So,
but I want to throw a fold in there for you. Superman has to recharge with the sunlight. So when it's nighttime, Superman is not recharging. And if he spends too much energy at night, he got to wait till the sunrise to be strong again.
I didn't
Does
know
that
that
happen?
I didn't know that.
That's the current Superman, ain't it?
I've never heard of that.
I didn't know that. All right.
I never heard of that.
The reason Superman has superpowers under the yellow sun, because his skin, his body, like everybody's body, absorbs radiation from the sun. The sun on his home planet is red, which is why under like the red kryptonite and the red radiation, he gets weak. And under the yellow one, he gets strong. When he's away from it, like he's not, like during the day, he stays topped out. He stays capped out. Maximum Superman. And like that's why in some like the old Superman comics and the old Superman shows, you see him like flying shit into the sun. Because like if he gets closer to the sun, he gets stronger.
And that's what I was about to say. So what if he just flies out? Like he just flies.
You think Goku was just gonna let him fly to the sun?
Okay, but wait. I've never heard of Superman weakening at night or not.
Oh, I ain't saying he gonna
dwindling.
He can spend too much power and become weaker. I ain't gonna say he's gonna be as weak as like human, you know what I'm saying? But he's not gonna be maximum level Superman.
Yeah. Well, I've never heard of that. And I read Superman comics, but in general, he can just fly up because it's not blocking the sun, it's reflecting it. So I think that he can just fly up and get the solar energy that way from space. It could only take him a second because it's just 8 miles to outer space. But
I hear you. And that's 8 miles Goku got to whoop on his ass. I ain't saying,
I mean, it takes him like a snap to get up to the 8 miles, though.
Goku teleports. Goku has instant transmission. So what are we talking about here?
No, what we're talking about has already been done on a death battle. Goku versus Superman. Yeah, Superman won because they did the ultimate versions of both. Superman won.
What data did they use to calculate this fight?
They did scientific data. They had like all the comic book lore, all the manga lore, all the television lore, the video game lore for Dragon Ball Z, and I guess very scientific. And yeah, Superman won. Like I saw this some years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's been done, but I'm like, anything like that that's been done by a person is gonna sway to whoever they like more.
No. It was years ago. Like there's a lot of scientific data. They said we think Superman would have won because of this, and even though Goku had this, we don't think it would beat out Superman because he had this at their ultimate power levels. Like they did, like the blue Superman and the Ultimate Super King Kong Goku, whatever it was. But then they had them side by side. They said,
But I
this is his
think
ultimate, this is his ultimate, and this would win.
if this is years ago, sounds like it was before Dragon Ball Super.
I think Dragon Ball Super was just starting.
So yeah, and if you talking about some King Kong Goku, it sounded like it was Super Saiyan 4, where they like get the fur back on their body.
They get red.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That was my favorite, one of my favorite iterations. But the creator didn't like it. Didn't like Super Saiyan 4 that much, which was crazy to me. But okay, so there we have it. Superman wins it. Moving on. So this is the response that I was talking about, y'all. That kind of, to me, it seemed a little. So we'll answer because I think we've answered it on the pod already, but we'll run it back for him. So Natural Boy Wonder on IG asks, "How do you feel about gatekeepers in the blurred community, and how would you deal with them?"
How do we feel about what?
Gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers in the blurred community.
Gatekeepers.
And how would you deal with them? So, like I said, we did ask this question a little minute ago, so I'll go ahead and dive. Gatekeepers, we don't necessarily rock with them. Blurred community, this isn't like the Black community where we have secrets and traditions to uphold for our families, culture, and stuff like this. This is something to do, Now, granted, we don't want people to do it just because it's popular right now. But gatekeeping in no nerd culture or blurred culture, Black nerd culture, man, that shit is unnecessary. Come on now, be for real.
Yeah, I agree. And I would say even if you just into it for right now, I mean, because everybody ain't into everything for their entire life.
True.
When the last time we marched in the band?
True. This is true.
So yeah, if they just here for a season, shit, let them have it. Let them enjoy it for a season. Maybe they'll be back. Maybe they won't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we specifically talked about gatekeeping just in the overall geek community. Now, I do think that gatekeeping in the blur community is not as prevalent as it is when you go to those, white cons. But there is some, because already if you're doing an anime or a comic book character, you're race bending the person properly. So already that's not gatekeeping, keeping it traditional. But when that gatekeeping does show up, it's usually by the people that are like, well, actually, this happened and this happened on issue 521 and blah blah blah. So usually it's that don't let the people have fun with it. Like I know a lot of people have been going in on Meg the Stallion because she wears a lot of anime and she says a lot of anime stuff, has anime photo shoots there. Like, but you don't even know Death Note.
Mirko can't be Black.
You don't even know half fire, half ice, or Black Clover, or anything like that. You're just saying random
Todoroki
stuff.
would never love a Black woman.
Exactly. But she's like, yes, I do. I read the manga. I don't know if you know it like I do. So I really think that, even if people don't necessarily like the things that you like to the extent that you like it, just let people have fun and live. Especially if they're Black. Like, let them have fun, let them live. You may want to help them understand some of the terms that they are trying to talk about, but if they're just having fun and they're not disrespecting the creators or the original pieces in any way, then there's no reason for you to be gatekeeping.
Well said, Jerry. Well said.
Very, very well put together. That's good. That's good. All right. Diving on. This one comes from the email. Question is, when did something start out badly for you, but in the end, it was great? When did something start off bad for you, and then in the end, it was great? I got a couple of shows. Well, I don't have a couple of shows. I'm trying to think.
Oh, they're talking about shows. Okay.
No, I mean anything. I mean it's anything. Like it could be anything. I feel like it's a pretty open-ended question, so you can go wherever you want with, I think. But go ahead. You got anything?
Not yet. Something I didn't like.
I didn't like the show From because it was pissing me off. But like I said, After 6 episodes, I was like, all right, I'm here now. Fuck it, we're invested.
Did it become great, or was it just like I'm invested and I want to see the end?
Oh, okay. That okay. I'll take that one back then because because on season 2, it's like season 2 just ended, and it ended on a cliffhanger, and that's what I kind of hate about TV shows because they got to keep it going for the next season where there's not a finite ending. So, damn, that was a good question. So I retract that one.
Something that started out bad for me but ended up great was being in the band. Playing trombone. When I started playing trombone in like middle school, like 7th grade, I was failing band, y'all. Like I had a D in the band class. I couldn't play the instrument. I could read music, but I couldn't make sounds come out of the instrument.
Boy.
And so like I was failing the band class, and I was like, this is horrible. It's like I'm not doing this shit. So but I couldn't quit. So I stayed in band for the rest of middle school. And when I got to high school, I was like, I'm not doing band. I ain't go to band camp that first year. The band director was looking for me. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit. So, and can't nobody make me. But then when I got there, like the band class was already on my schedule. And apparently, and I was like already in the band. And I couldn't go home because my folks was like, ain't nobody gonna be there. I didn't have a key to the house, to my grandma's house yet, because I had just started living with her. But it was like, ain't nobody gonna be at the house to let you in. So, you might as well stay at school till we come get your brother. And that's gonna be after he get through a football practice. And that's at this time. So you might as well go to band practice while you're there, or you're gonna be bored for hours. But after I played my first game, everything changed. The first game in high school, everything changed. And especially when I got to college.
Man.
So yeah, like now I love being in the band. I love that I was a part of the band. And the first 2 years was just, growing pains.
Something that I wasn't good at first that I grew to love was Vampire Survivors. And that is a mobile. Well, I play it on my phone. It's a PC game. I think it's on Xbox now. It is a survival game where it like just keeps shooting or doing whatever. At first, I just kept dying. I was like, how is this popular? Like this stupid game that's been done 50 million times before. Like, how is this popular? But after a couple of days of going through it, and I like beat the first section, and then the weird stuff started happening. I was like, huh? What's that? And now like I can just like go through it, get my power-ups, and like just be untouchable for 30 minutes before the real trouble begins. So not as good answers to Marcus, but yeah, Vampire Survivors. I hated it at first. It was too long. I wanted to do some other stuff, but yeah, I grew to really like it. Really like it.
That's good. That's good. I'm still thinking on something that started out terrible, but it ended up great. I don't, because I'm really quick to, if I don't like it, I'm like, all right, see you later. But there have been things I left and came back. I just can't pull anything out the hat right now. And what's going to happen the moment we press end and then do our post-production meeting, it's going to come to me.
What did I just watch again? Oh, Attack on Titan.
Boom.
Oh my God. I could not get through the first 3 episodes of that.
Oh, that's a lot.
I could not get through. I was like, why is it so popular? How do people like this? I just didn't get it. It just wasn't there for me. Like I got the killing, but I was already seeing anime where people got killed bloodily and all the gore and stuff. But I think this summer, or not this summer, but earlier this winter, I rewatched and finished Attack on Titan finally. I won't say that I loved it, but this time it was at least an enjoyable watch, and I follow along what was going on more. So yeah, Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Marcus, why is your butt so big, and why is it tooted up like that?
His butt is not tooted up.
My butt is not tooted at all. Laying flat, sir.
It is tooted up. No,
it's not tooted.
Double cheeked up on a Tuesday.
You are double cheeked up on a Tuesday, tooting up your butt, just presenting it to the world.
So I ain't tooting nothing.
So why?
My
Like
booty fat because I've been working out. Shit,
when
I've been doing
people
my
have,
squats, my
yeah,
lunges, and all that shit. Shit, I've been working on it.
you can tell it's like round. Yeah, that's gross. Okay, well, you guys, if you want to see the Marcus's butt, that's not flat, and I'm very much amazed at that. But if you want to see the Marcus's non-flat butt, you can go to our Instagram at Black Geek Energy or our TikTok at Black Geek Energy, or where we really may show his booty cheeks on Twitter at VGE_pod.
This
You
ain't
can
that kind of
all,
podcast.
huh?
I said this ain't that kind of podcast.
It can be.
I'm not even on the Instagram, so
It can be. I was about to say, yeah, VG_pod to see some of the real Black Geek Energy After Dark. Or you can email us your questions, your comments, or suggestions at blackgeekenergy@gmail.com. You can put it up under the iTunes comment sections. Let us know what we can do better or how much you like and love this podcast. Or if you're not in iTunes, just put in your favorite podcasting app and just give us a star because those things really, really help. And don't forget to go to our sponsor, betterhelp.com/BGE pod. You get, I think it's 10%, 20%,
10% off.
10% off.
Therapy.
And if you tell us that we
So
sent
you
you,
can finally cry, black man. Let that shit go.
if you go to our link, they'll send us a little token of appreciation. So please, please, please do that for this podcast.
And if you don't fuck with therapy, just go and sign up, pay them folks so that we can get paid for the one time. And shit, don't never show up. You ain't got to do therapy. We get out, we get a little check. Everybody win.
Everybody wins when you participate. Come on now, be a team player.
One last question, Lorenzo, when your class is talking and noisy,
I cuss at them. Cuss.
So you don't say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you don't say, look around, everybody on mute.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. I know I can do that with my seniors. They're a little bit more aware. The younger kids, because my sixth grade class, my sixth, seventh grade class, it's only one girl and like 12 boys, so they can't do
Damn.
it. But right. All right. But she's a smart one. She hold her own. But yeah, I'm gonna try it on my definitely try it on my older kids.
What's funny is that like with grown adults, I be having to go, like, if you can hear my voice clap once, if you can hear my voice clap twice at work, bro. We'll be having work events, somebody be trying to talk. I'll be like, yo, if you can hear my voice clap once, I'm like, shut the fuck up. She trying to talk.
Come on now.
Y'all adults, y'all 40 years old and y'all got kids. Get it together.
Come on. I'll wait. Amazing. Hey, I'll wait. Look around.
That's why Zoom.
That ain't gonna work. They'll keep talking.
That's why Zoom, no camera on mute all day. The best. All right, guys. We will see you next week. BGE out.
BGE is out.
Oops, that's not.
All right, let's take a break to check in on our geeks. How are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? How's your heart? How's your mind? Now, y'all have asked us about mental health before and what our feelings are on mental health. And I say that your mental health is just as important as your physical health, your spiritual health, and your financial health, your fiscal health. And therapy, a lot of times, is a bridge to those other things. And so our sponsor, BetterHelp, is here to help us with that and help you with that. And I know a lot of y'all don't believe in therapy. Y'all ain't got time for it. Can't nobody tell you how you feel. But that's not what BetterHelp is here to do. What BetterHelp does is that they have licensed professionals that help you understand why you're feeling the way you do and are able to walk you through those feelings and help you get to a better place or just to reassure you of where you already are. I'm in therapy myself, and I can tell you that it's working for me. So, why not give it a try? You can go to betterhelp.com/BGE pod. That's beta gamma epsilon pod for 10% off and get started with BetterHelp today.